There are some questions that you need to ask yourself and get an honest answer to before you take that great big step. So let me just throw this out, because I don't know if I mentioned it or if it's implied, but 45 years in construction, various types of construction, 20 of them on a payroll, 25 of them pretty much on my own, with all of the experiences and acquaintances and projects that one could hope for. And so I guess from that perspective, it gives me some idea maybe what I can warn you about if you're thinking about doing this. So the question maybe is not best considered, do I work for myself or not? But rather, when should I start working for myself? When would it be that I think I will be ready to generate enough cash flow to be able to float this boat? So the big question's about timing, and that is, what's the economy going to do? What is going to be, where's the demand? Where's the oversupply? What are material? There's really no way to answer that, is there? But there are some questions that you need to have an answer to when you're deciding whether now is your moment. First of all, over the last couple years, since you watched that last video, and if you didn't watch it, go watch it. How are you feeling about uncertainty? How are you feeling about whether or not you absolutely need to know where the next check is coming from? Or are you okay waiting and hoping and planning and seeing if the stars line up just right so that, you know, the thing you need happens when you need it? It's one of the criteria. You've got to be okay with uncertainty. How are you now about understanding risks? The risk of taking a job, the risk of not taking a job, the risks associated with who you decide to work for. Have you made any progress thinking about whether or not you know enough about risk and how to manage it? It's a big part of being in business for yourself. Have you been thinking about, for the last couple years, are you any good at managing conflict? Are you adept at managing expectations and making sure people know what it's going to take for you to meet their expectations? It's a key skill in construction. Have you been thinking about that? Have you been getting better at it? Or perhaps equally importantly, have you been watching someone that doesn't know how to do that and learning from their experience? Over the last couple years, have you learned anything about how to hang on to money? Have you learned anything about how to save money for a particular purpose and really leave it alone? Now, if you have, that means you are in a better position perhaps now to start on your own than you would have been had you started then. And if you haven't, well, guess what? It probably means you're not ready to jump yet. Have you learned over the last couple years to enjoy balancing your checkbook? And the reason I ask you that, and I can hear the young people out there saying, Wadsworth, nobody balances their checkbook anymore. What I mean is, do you take any satisfaction in filing papers, in organizing your automotive receipts? Do you take any satisfaction in having all of your invoices and receipts and documentation for the tax man when you go to him before April 15th? Because if you don't yet, then you're not ready to go out on your own. And if you do, if you're beginning to get the picture on that, okay, you've got a leg up on most of your competition. How about this? Over the last couple years, have you met, or do you know, or are you aware of a good attorney? Or how about this? An attorney that you can talk to that can help you write contracts, that can give you some boilerplate and point out the issues that need to be addressed in a contract that a young contractor starts with, and what the rules are in your state about what needs to be included in your contract. If you haven't, if you don't know, you probably aren't ready to jump. And then the last one, before we switch around to some of the questions on the other side of the ledger, is, have you learned over the last couple of years to communicate effectively with the people below you in the food chain, with the people above you in the food chain, with the people whose expectations you're responsible to meet day by day by day? How are you doing with communication? These are important questions. And if you can't answer them objectively, find someone that can help you do that. All right, now here's some things to think about over the last 2 years that also need an answer. And it's because of this. People don't quit jobs. They quit bosses. Now, perhaps that instantly resonates and you sat up straight in your chair or you began to hammer your fist on the pulpit. I don't know. But whoever you're working for now or that you've been working for the last couple of years, do those people invest in you? That is, have you continued to learn anything about what you're doing or what they want you to do at their expense? It's a big question. And if they do you think they will continue to do that? Because if they are, it's free education. Not only is it free education, but you're being paid to learn.